During your trip, Disney will turn into a barren wasteland as it gets late.
And you might think you're not a late night person, but when your kid begged you to stay up until fireworks and now everybody's hangry, you're gonna get desperate.
So we're gonna take you through some of the best late night options in and around Disney World so you know what to grab during your next vacation.
It used to be fairly easy to find locations open late in Disney World and even possible to find some spots open 24 hours.
Since the 2020 park closures though, it's been a lot harder to find places to eat or hang out any later than 10 or 11 p.m. and any earlier than 6 a.m., which can be a real bummer when you get back to the hotel from the park late or your sleep schedule's wacky from travel.
With nothing open, things might get weird as we try to navigate the very late and very early hours of the day at Disney World.
Things are definitely gonna get weird.
They're gonna get very weird.
So we're pulling an all-nighter tonight. That's because Fry is filming her no sleep challenge. So what better to do in the middle of the night when you're trying to ride all the rides in Disney World without sleeping than film a differing video.
Exactly, keep you busy.
Keep you busy, keep you awake, active. So if Fry starts to get wacky, it's because she just did an entire day riding 27 rides in Disney World.
I did.
If you want to see Fry's no sleep challenge, you can go ahead and check that out. It's already up on the channel. We're actually starting our late night gauntlet tonight at the Dolphin. Just Fry Bucket chugging coffee in my B-roll.
This is number 5.
Oh my goodness. But we are here at Peekaboo, which is one of the food service locations that is open the latest in all of Disney World. This is kind of a grab and go food service location here at the Dolphin, and they are open till midnight. It's currently about 11:45, so we've just barely caught them. Magic Kingdom closed at 11, which is where Fry Bucket was coming from, so this very well could be you. And most food service locations would be closed at other Disney World resort hotels. Basically sort of like a food court sort of situation with very colorful decorating. They have a taqueria, roasted chicken family meals, pizza your way, and some kid selections like hot dogs, chicken fingers, and fries. They also have a convenience store that sells things like wine, chips, snacks, located inside, also open until midnight. All right, so Fry Bucket and I opted to share the taqueria's loaded nachos. You basically get to pick the style that you want, burrito, bowl, tacos, or loaded nachos. The loaded nachos are tortilla chips, and then they're topped with the meat of your choice, beans if you want them, queso, and then whatever toppings you want. And we got a bunch of stuff, jalapenos, salsa, more cheese, guacamole. I let Fry Bucket choose, and I'm surprised by the fact that there's double cheese on here. No, I can eat cheese. It's just that it might make this night even more interesting than it was already gonna be.
We did say it was gonna get weird. This is a good nacho.
The structural stability could use work.
This is actually really good.
Yeah, and not even just like by late night food standards.
No, like
by
anytime.
Why am I not coming over here after a long Epcot day? To get loaded nachos. I love jalapenos.
Very true.
These are like the quality of any like sports bar nachos, but customizable. It's about $15 for the serving, but totally shareable. I mean, this is a massive amount of food. And like, it's midnight, you just had a full park day. Smashing a plate of these.
Also, that lady dumped so much queso on these nachos.
She was like, queso, and then she did like 5 ladles of queso, and we were like, they charge for that at Chipotle. That's all I was thinking. I was like, oh my god. And like, I mean, seriously, like they say loaded, like, they're not kidding.
Like there's a pool of queso, look at that.
Yeah, these are amazing, honestly. Like, I would come get these for lunch, for sure. I've actually never eaten here because it was closed for a while for construction, and now it's reopened. So this is in the Dolphin. If you're staying at Swan and Dolphin, a great amenity. And if you're at any of the resorts on the boardwalk and everything's closed because it's past 11 or past 11:30, except for Jelly Rolls and Atlantic Dance Hall, wink, then you can come get dinner before you head out to go dancing at Peekaboo. This is like the hottest tip I feel like I've ever shared.
Honestly, like, I know we joke all the time, we're like, pro tip, but no, like
this
literally,
is a pro tip.
Come get these nachos.
Come get these nachos. Or tacos or burritos, I'm sure those are good too. Looks like the queso just dripping off. This is amazing. One note, these chips are very thin. The structural integrity, poor. Well, that one's not bad, but it's literally, my fingernails are going through it. Like, it's like not very structurally sound. So get a fork. Make it a
Did not do.
no. Make it a mushy nacho soup, or eat faster than we did.
Yeah. So our friend Cassie from Disney Food Blog, she knows that I'm filming the Snow Sleep Challenge right now. She has since right now sent me a message on Instagram and said, not to flex on you or anything, but I'm about to go to bed. Jealous? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I know you are.
You should send her a picture of our nachos.
Well, they look gross now.
They do look pretty gross now. I'm not even going to show them to the camera because they're pretty gross. We've been in Peekaboo for about 20 minutes and we love it here.
This is my new favorite spot.
It's like a midnight, nobody's in here.
No.
It's a midnight paradise. Good music playing. The cast are so sweet here. The guy was like, well, we're closing up, but you guys can sit in here and hang out as long as you want. This is so nice. I love it here.
Me too. Do we have to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, shockingly, things have gotten weird earlier than expected. Freibuck and I just spent about 6 minutes staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out where the projectors are that are projecting these like water patterns. We don't know, and we figured out that nobody cares.
We have not figured it out, so if you know, let us know.
Tell us in the comments what's projecting. So typically there is boat transportation running between these resorts and Epcot, but it does actually stop with the rest of resort transportation just about an hour after park close. That's generally the rule. Sometimes something will go a little bit longer, like the monorail, but it does vary and it's not something to bet on. So when in doubt, just operate that everything's gonna close an hour after the park that it goes to closes. And you could be stuck. That's actually happened to me before. You could be stuck having to Uber back to your hotel from wherever you are. So basically what happened to me was one time, I had parked at Epcot, I had spent the day at Epcot, and I came out here to the hotels to get some food, was at the hotels and heard the fireworks happening, which typically happen at park close at Epcot. That meant that I couldn't walk back through Epcot to get to my car, and then instead had to Uber from Beach Club around to the front of Epcot to be able to get my car, which was super annoying. So also keep in mind that at a certain time of night you cannot walk back through Epcot because it'll close, so don't get trapped. It's very serene when there are no boats.
It's very nice.
Yes, it's very nice. Now you might be wondering why we're headed to Disney's Boardwalk and not Disney Springs, which kind of seems at face value like it would be more of the nightlife spot. It has more bars, more restaurants. Disney Springs typically closes at 11 or 11:30, whereas Disney's Boardwalk has a couple locations that stay open till 1 a.m. and almost 2 a.m. So for nightlife, you're actually gonna wanna head to the Boardwalk. Now, while there are some late locations open at the Boardwalk, much like the rest of Disney World, the main food locations do close. There's nowhere to eat on the Boardwalk late. Peekaboo closes at 12, and that's pretty much the last time you're gonna see food easily accessible in Disney World at night. There are a couple other midnight locations like Dahlia Lounge, and many of the hotels do have 11 p.m. food locations, but past that, you're probably getting into having to DoorDash some food to you from like McDonald's or something nearby. Now some locations like Gasparilla Island Grill at Polynesian Village Resort and...
Honey.
What did I say?
You just said Gasparilla is at Polynesian.
Now some locations like Gasparilla Island Grill at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Captain Cook's at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort did used to stay open 24 hours, very late, but those locations have had 11 p.m. closings, 11:30 p.m. closings since the 2020 park closures. So those might return to a full 24-hour service at some point. Keep an eye on ours and keep an eye on AllEars.net for updates. All right, our first nightlife spot is gonna be Atlantic Dance Hall. This spot's only open Thursday through Sunday, but it is Sunday for us, so we're pretty lucky tonight. Basically, this is a nightclub and kind of dance floor situation. It is typically very empty. People do not often come here. We actually had Breed Love's 40th birthday party here, and it felt like we rented the place out. And that can make it very fun if you have a larger group, or if you just want to dance to some 80s, 90s music. Super fun. You do have to be 21 and up, and they do have full bars, but no specialty drinks. Shall we go get our dance on?
Let's go.
Freibuck has never been, and she's gonna love it here.
I'm so excited.
So it turns out Atlantic Dance Hall does actually have a little bit earlier of a closing tonight. She closed the door while I was spieling it, and it is only 12:30, but Atlantic Dance Hall does stop checking IDs at 12:30 typically, which means we can't go in. So not for us tonight, and keep that in mind if you want to head to Atlantic Dance Hall. We luckily do have another option though. just across the way at Jelly Rolls. Jelly Rolls is considered the most popular nightlife spot in all of Disney World. It is a dueling piano bar, and it is open till 1:45 a.m. most nights. You do have to be over 21, and there is a nightly admission fee to enter, and it can get pretty busy. It's a popular nightlife spot just in Orlando in general, not just Disney World, and it is one of the only places in Disney World open this late. AKA the only song that Morgan knows all the lyrics to. Yeah. So Jelly Rolls was super fun. They played a ton of songs. The dueling pianists are so unbelievably talented. We each had one of the specialty cocktails. I had the 1920, which on the menu was listed as a mystery cocktail. Pretty on the eyes. And
it said something about good for the eyes and good for the taste buds.
So we were like, well, we have to try that. Turns out it's actually made with gin, sour mix, grenadine, and Midori. And it tastes like a Jolly Rancher. It was like a small cocktail that tastes like a Jolly Rancher. And Fry Bucket, you had the
Captain's Nest, which is Captain Morgan spiced rum, amaretto, pineapple juice, and orange juice.
So while Jelly Rolls doesn't serve food, it does serve popcorn, which is free, and you can get when you're in there. Of course, there is that cover. It was $20 tonight, but a very fun time if you're looking for nightlife in Disney World. That's going to be your best bet, especially because they are open so late. Now, though, we are hitting territory where pretty much everything in Disney World is closed. But we're going to talk logistics for a bit. We're going to head into the lobby here at Disney's Boardwalk Inn Resort and kind of answer some FAQs and check out what a Disney Resort lobby looks like in the middle of the night. And I can tell you right now, it already looks a little different than it does during the day. First thing you might notice about a Disney World hotel lobby at night is that there is no background music. They turn it off. So it's weirdly quiet. You notice that? There's no background music. The other thing is that there's actually construction going on in here at this time of night, which you would never see during the day in the lobby, but they got to keep them looking spick and span somehow. Something very specific to the boardwalk that we're going to check out is the nanny chairs. These horrifying creations. Look at their feet. Oh, I don't like them.
I've never looked at the feet.
Yeah, don't look at their feet.
Don't look at the feet.
But these are the nanny chairs. They are... these historic replicas of chairs that nannies would use, apparently. And they allegedly do move around the resort at night. Now, this is where they usually are. And they seem to be standing still on their feet. Their weird feet. I'm glad we could investigate this, and I would like to go away from them now.
Well, I think there's 2 more.
Do we have to go see the other ones? Now, another thing that will be true of Disney Resort hotels is that there will be fewer staff, cast members manning the front desks. Right now, I just saw one cast member here at the front desk at Boardwalk, but that said, if you called on from your room in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., even later, even earlier in the morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., the front desk will respond. Okay, I see 2 people. Front desk will respond and be happy to help with any requests you might have, any urgent matters. Also, if you happen to have a guest services need when you leave the park, guest services in the parks does close with the parks. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll be fully closed at the time that the park closes, but it does mean that as soon as they kind of clear their last guests, they will close for the night with the theme parks. So if you do have a guest services need, you can check with the front desk at your Walt Disney World Resort Hotel, and they could be happy to help you. It smells like paint. Look at Fry Bucket. Amazing. A lot of lounges around Walt Disney World are also open until 11:30, 12, like Bellevue here at the Boardwalk. Now these do tend to have their kitchens close a little early, so make sure you check with cast members. I know that at Steakhouse 71, the lounge is open pretty late, but the kitchen does close a little early. Fry Bucket's so mad at me because we're trying to find the nanny chairs and I keep walking her down random hallways. Listen, if we can't find them, it's because they moved. True.
We have to figure out if they move. Because I think they do.
With their little feet. We gave up.
Yeah.
They evaded us, or they moved.
I think they move.
Nanny chairs moved confirmed.
It wasn't denied.
Luckily, we have my car. However, if we didn't, For instance, if we were vacationing, we didn't get a rental car, then now would certainly be the time that Disney transportation had stopped and we would need to get an Uber or Lyft. So we're going to take a look at prices and wait times for Uber and Lyft at, what time is it, 2 a.m.?
2:05.
2:05. All right, so it looks like for both Uber and Lyft, it's actually not all that different from it is during the day. It's about a 13-minute wait without priority, a 7-minute with priority, and under $20 for a ride to our next stop. Well, one of our next stops. We're going somewhere first, but so it's really, I mean, it looks a lot like the rideshare prices I see during the day and the wait times that I see during the day. So actually not too shabby. I will just say that, of course, like, plan accordingly. I know that some people have different comfort levels taking Ubers and Lyfts late at night. They do have safety features built into the apps. I know that I have mine set to like text my friends and family when I'm getting into a Lyft and my path so that they can watch me go. That's an option too. Luckily we have my car, so
Yay.
Let's go get in it.
Please.
With the heat.
Yes.
Do you see our breath? You can! I wasn't expecting it to show on camera.
It's so cold.
It's very cold. Florida gets cold. Listen, don't pack for 80 degrees in January. It might be 80 at noon. It will be 40 at night.
I didn't come prepared. I need you all to know that I'm currently wearing leggings and sweatpants on top of that. And I've been doing that all day.
No, to be fair, I did have to buy this jacket in Disneyland because I also did not pack well for Disneyland. So basically, pro tip, if you're gonna be out at 2 a.m., and even if you're not, pack for cold if you're coming in the winter. The temperatures will drop. At night, the nanny chairs might move, but you know what doesn't? The Skyliner. It's just up there stopped. It's so quiet.
It's weird.
We're just talking about how this is actually kind of fun. Like, I was dreading this because I like to sleep, but I'm enjoying it.
I mean, it's only 2, so we've got a long way to go.
We'll see if I'm enjoying it in literally 1 hour, much less all the other hours that we have to get until you go back to the park.
Oh my god, don't remind me.
Just imagine how I feel, Mom.
Okay, plot twist. The Skyliner is now moving.
Phantom Skyliner.
Phantom of the Skyliner.
Like the nanny chairs.
No, the Skyliner's haunted. No. Why is it moving?
I don't know. They must be testing it. Or the nanny chairs are on the Skyliner.
They wanted to go to
The
Epcot.
nanny chairs wanted to go to Epcot. They can't go during the day. That would cause mass panic.
I get it. I understand.
Nanny chairs should get to ride Remy's too.
They should.
But they should put shoes on first.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
The only place in Disney World open 24 hours. Well, there's a couple of them, but they're all the same place. Speedway. Listen, we had to come here. If you are truly fiending for some food after pretty much 11 and you don't want to go off property, you could Uber or drive if you have a rental car to a Speedway and get some snacks for your hotel. Also, you could do that earlier and then have them in your hotel room and not have to be at Speedway at 3 a.m. like we are. Are we about to get gas station coffee?
Yes.
Mind your business. Something in this image is a teaser to our next stop. Who knows what it could be? What's your go-to road trip snack?
Well, okay, here's the thing. My go-to road trip pit stop is Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah, I knew this about you.
And I get chocolate-covered pretzels. Or I get a brisket sandwich. Or I get what they call a mammoth burrito.
My road trip choice, they don't seem to have Gatorade. That's so Disney World to only have Powerade. My go-to drink is the lemon lime Gatorade, but with the twisty top for road trips. My go-to snack, they probably have Smart Food white cheddar popcorn, which makes me violently sick. But boy, do I love it.
Let's not get it.
I'm not gonna get it right now.
No. Go away.
Can you not interrupt me taking an aesthetic hot dog and taquito video, please?
Sorry, I'm just watching.
Wow. I've never been in a Disney World Speedway, and it's stressing me out in here. Blend, sip, chill.
They're so fun. Have you never made one?
No.
You pick it, and then you put it in the machine, and then it spins it and turns it into a milkshake.
I don't know about that. Hi, Bucket. Are you kidding me?
What?
They brought back the bagel chip in Chex Mix?
Girl, where have you been? They already announced that.
Since when?
For a while.
Best day ever. Why did they get rid of them? Everyone knows the bagel chip was superior to the rye chip.
It was.
I don't know why they got rid of them. It's like when they changed the green Skittle. Know your audience. Were you in Disney World and didn't get your Mickey bar that day? And now it's 3 a.m. and you want a Mickey bar? Guess what? Speedway's got you covered, baby.
Oh my
Mickey
gosh.
Premium Light Ice Cream Bars.
Can we get one?
Duh.
Check.
Did you see my air freshener?
It's 2:41 in the morning.
It's a cat astronaut.
Wow.
And these are, I don't know what those are. We got ice cream.
Oh, you already opened yours. Whoa, chill out.
It's
Hold
the
on.
Oreo ice cream sandwich, dude.
Okay, well, hold on.
Mickey
Look
bar!
at that.
Little Mickey bar, but Mickey bar
Oh,
nonetheless.
It's so small.
You're gonna have to say if it holds up to regular Mickey bars for you. This tastes exactly like an Oreo crust with an ice cream sandwich. But if you want an ice cream sandwich, you're not getting that. I mean, you are, in theory.
This is good. It's hitting the spot.
Now it tastes like a regular Mickey bar.
It does.
Amazing. Smaller, but probably less expensive. How much was it?
I don't know.
We paid $14
Oh.
and we both got ice cream. Fry Bucket got coffee, and we both got Chex Mix. And here's what it is that Happily Ever After had, like, it built to the emotional moment, and then when Tinkerbell flew, you're already crying. You're crying already because you started crying at I Can Go the Distance.
Yes.
And you've been crying since then, and then when Tinkerbell flies, you're sobbing, kids are freaking out next to you, seeing magic come to life for real in front of them, and you're crying.
Even if I don't understand what you're talking about, I'm just gonna be like, no, Quincy, that's my friend.
That's my friend.
It's so foggy. Oh my goodness. Who else is out at this time of night? What are you doing?
I know. All right, we've made it to our next stop of the night. Since everything except for speedways are officially closed in Disney World, we've gone off property a little bit. We are about 10 minutes away, a very short and cheap Uber ride at the largest White Castle location here in Orlando. This is a relatively new White Castle location. You can see it's pretty spiffy. They are cleaning up inside, so we're gonna go ahead and go through the drive-through. This White Castle eventually will go to 24 hours according to their announcements and website and everything. But for now, it does typically close at 4 a.m., which is great because it's 3:16. I lied. We're going inside because we saw people in there. Oh, I'm ready for some White Castle burgers. They're gonna make my stomach hurt, and I don't care. The doors were locked. It's not 4 a.m. yet, so we're gonna go through the drive-thru. But apparently they closed the inside, and those people in there were a lie, a mirage.
And they just watched us walk up to the door and try to open it.
Yep, it was what I would call embarrassing. These sliders are as old as the Walt Disney Company.
Wow.
Turns out, 3:30 is when you hit a wall. We've hit it. We're still in line at the White Castle. We're just waiting to pull up to get our sliders. I would like it on record that Fry's ability to be awake right now is way more admirable than mine because I did sleep all day in preparation for this. And I stayed up really late last night so that I wouldn't feel as, I stayed up this late last night till 3:30 so I wouldn't feel as tired and so that I could drive Fry around. Yeah, I'm still tired. And Fry did 27 attractions in one day. The no sleep challenge was Fry's idea, but I did offer to do it.
I'm sorry, but you couldn't do it.
Hey,
Okay.
this is a bad angle.
It's terrible.
We got the number one, which is 4 original cheese sliders. 1 fry. Because we already have one, so
You don't need any
you don't need
more.
any more. Just another fry. And also a soda. Oh, I'm pumped. I just got hype. So these are White Castle sliders. They're very small. The buns are super soft. Melty cheese, really thin burger. They have onions on them. I will say White Castle sliders from the restaurant taste just like the ones from your freezer aisle that you can make in the microwave.
Yes.
They had those in my vending machine in college, and I've had an ungodly amount of those. Isn't that amazing?
That's a cool vending machine.
I know, it was pretty cool.
Were they frozen?
Yeah, I think. I mean, they have to have been.
Yeah.
Cheers. Maybe they're a little better than the freezer aisle.
But not a lot.
And again, we're like a 5 to 15 minute drive from Disney. Very cheap Uber. We also do have delivery. You can get food delivered to your resort hotel. And they're open till 4 a.m. and aiming to be open 24 hours. A good option. A good option.
A good option.
A good
It's a
option.
good burger.
It's a good burger. What accent is this?
I don't know.
It's not one.
No. Did you ever watch VeggieTales?
Yeah, of course.
The cheeseburger song?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know what you're wondering. What time does the VeggieTales come out? 3:53 a.m. Okay, we've eaten our sliders.
Mm-hmm.
We're both feeling rejuvenated. We listened to some
little bit.
VeggieTales.
Did a little head banging.
Like a lot of head banging.
Yeah.
For VeggieTales, yeah. We're gonna make a quick detour, a very important detour that could come in, hopefully not, but could be very important on your Disney trip. Then we're gonna head to our next stop. Sound good?
I don't know where we're going, but
Yeah, you do. We just talked about it.
we did.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, about 5 minutes from Disney is an ER. This right here is the Palm Parkway, Advent Health Palm Parkway emergency room. There are some other close ERs to Disney at Four Corners and in Celebration, all Advent Health. The one that's closest to you is going to depend on what part of Disney World you're in. But of course, you can just Google Maps the ER. Hopefully, you don't have to use the ER during your trip, but it is something that's open 24 hours. It is something that could come in very useful. So this is where one of them is. Just 5 minutes from Disney, an easy Uber ride if it's something not too serious. But you can always let the front desk know, let guest services know if you do have an emergency, and they'll be happy to help you out with contacting emergency personnel. That traffic light is the Disney entrance. And here is our next stop, a psychic.
The psychic.
It's open? No way it's open. There's nobody in there. It's not open.
They left
It's
us.
it's a lie. They left the sign on. We would be going to the psychic.
Oh
if
my
they were open.
gosh, that's not really where we're going. We're going to Waffle House.
We're going to Waffle House.
Woo.
If Waffle House is closed, something horrible has happened. If you don't know what Waffle House is an American restaurant chain that serves breakfast, like waffles and other stuff. My favorite is cheese and eggs, which is what I will be getting. There are almost 2,000 locations in 25 states around the United States, and this location happens to be less than a block from the Disney Springs side entrance to Disney World. So a very, very, very cheap Uber if you need food at any hour of the day. Waffle House is open 24 hours a day, and it is pretty much a thing that if Waffle House is closed, that's when you can be concerned about like a hurricane in Florida. Waffle House is the measurement for it. We said things were gonna get weird. The Waffle House is locked.
What?
What are we supposed to do?
I need to go to the bathroom.
We're going back to Speedway, dude. Yeah. I got my guess, personally, staffing issues.
Probably.
I see one man in there, and he's
Yeah.
cleaning.
Maybe they need at least two.
So my guess is that they maybe had somebody call out and they've had to close the Waffle House. But that means that we now...
There is another Waffle House.
Where?
Just back that way, because I used to live down there.
Okay, we're going to... Let's go check the other Waffle House.
Yeah.
Do you know in college I had an Instagram that was just pictures of me at Waffle House?
You did?
Yeah. It was like my second Instagram.
How many pictures did you have?
Like, I think by the end, like maybe 30, 40. Every time I went to Waffle House, I would post a pic.
See, the first time I went to Waffle House was not until after college.
Really? The first time for me was in college, so we got 2 egg combos. We got no waffles. You don't have to get waffles at Waffle House. There are no rules. This is a safe space.
Actually, there's a lot of house rules.
Oh yeah, there are rules.
We don't know what they are.
We didn't read them. All right, we did find an open Waffle House. Just so you're aware, you can call and ask just to double check before you like get an Uber, get there and find out it's closed. That would suck, especially if it's cold like it is tonight. But we went to the Waffle House on Seven Dwarfs. Literally, that's what the street is called. How fitting. And it's now what time?
It's at least 5:15.
Yeah, I think it's 5:20. So we're getting there. We are probably gonna have our coffees in the car for a little bit longer. The Waffle House did not have heat, so we're in the car that does have heat. And then it'll be about time for us to head back to Disney World as the earliest morning stuff starts opening. So she looked at me in the Waffle House and she said, "We're crazy." And I said, "I think you're right." Mm-hmm. But I feel really good now. Also, Waffle House was amazing. Very standard like breakfast fare, but it's just made like it's like a lot of butter, a lot of, cheese, and the staff there was awesome. Like he looked at us and he was like, "I'm gonna brew you a fresh pot of coffee."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Aw." And then he handed us our coffees and he was like, "Decaf, right?" And we were like, "Ah." And he was like, "I'm kidding, it's full." And then on our way out, he was like, "You want coffees to go?" And he made us
huge coffees.
So it was honestly a great experience.
It was.
Yeah, it was worth doing. I love Waffle House. I haven't been in a while. This is an emotional time for me.
It was pretty good.
It's 6 a.m., which means we're back in Disney World. It is cold. We are at the Walt Disney World Dolphin because, interestingly, not only do the Swan and Dolphin hotels have some of the latest closing food, they also have some of the earliest opening options. This is a convention center, so we need to go over there. We are here in the Dolphin, which has a very beautiful lobby with a lot of couches for us to relax on with our coffee before your big day, or your second day of no sleep.
I do need to recharge all of my devices and myself, so we'll do both.
I don't think the recharging yourself is going to happen, I'll be honest.
No.
But there are outlets. Our stop here at the Dolphin is at Fuel. This spot is a very cool dining location that I think is super underrated. They've got froyo, they've got Dole Whip, they have grab and go. You can grab the Swan Dolphin exclusive beer, Fins and Feathers. There's a candy sculpture, Mike Wazowski, grab and go sweets, sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches. I really love Fuel, so I think it's a great place to stop by if you're staying in the area for breakfast or any other meal of the day. I also think that their coffee is top 3 for me in all of Disney World, with number 1 being Le Petit Cafe at Riviera Resort. Typically the earliest that anything will open in Disney World is 6 a.m., the time that we're here at Fuel. Other places that open at 6 a.m. include the other coffee spots at Swan Dolphin and Swan Reserve, Java, and Grounds. And then there's also Gasparilla Island Grill does open at 6 a.m. And the McDonald's on property opens at 6 a.m. if you want something a little more familiar. But everything else kind of slowly opens at 6:30 and 7. Most resort breakfast locations will open at 7. So this is going to be one of your best early morning spots. And Fuel even has Mickey waffles. There you have it. We experienced an all-nighter in Disney World so that you have options for whatever time of night you need food, you need something to do. You've got options, as we've shown. So, cheers. Croissant cheers. I didn't want coffee because I'm going home to go to bed.
If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe.
Now go watch Fry Bucket ride all the rides in Disney World before she can get to sleep. See you there. Well, I won't see you there. I guess I will. I'm in this part.
Yeah, you're in the video.
I'm in the video. See you there. Hey, Fry Bucket. Do you think that table's Beetlejuice in disguise?
Ooh.